2025. This is the State Committee for School District Audits regular meeting. Subject to the Open Meetings Act, this meeting and its agenda was made available to the public yesterday through a media advisory sent out by the auditor's office. All members of a public agency attending via video conference, please make sure that your camera is on the entire time. And it is the direction of the chair that the minutes be recorded and made available following this meeting. I'll go ahead and call roll. I'm the Auditor of Public Accounts designee, Shauna Kraus. Office of Education Accountability designee, Sabrina Smith.
Here.
Office of the Attorney General designee, Stacy Woodrum.
Here.
Commissioner of Education designee, Marshall Smith.
Here.
And Office of the Governor designee, John Hicks. Okay, the chair has determined that a quorum is present, so we'll proceed with our meeting. From the APA, we have Joy Markland, who is streaming our meeting over to YouTube Live for anyone of the public that wants to attend. And then we also have Alex Evans, who's recording our minutes for us, and we'll distribute those following the meeting. Marshall, will you present any KDE guests that we have?
Sure. We have Jackie Chisholm, Jana Cox, Kelly Young, and Kimberly Carter.
So, thank you. All right. We'll move right into approval. The minutes for the March 13th, 2025 meeting were circulated to all members. Prior to today's meeting, are there any suggested edits of the meeting or of the minutes? Sorry. No suggested edits. Okay, not seeing any edits. Is there a motion to approve the March 13th, 2025 meeting minutes?
Motion to approve.
Thank you, Stacy. Second.
Second.
Thanks, Marshall. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Not seeing any opposed, the minutes are approved. And we don't have any old business on the agenda, so we'll move on to new business. Last meeting, we covered the audit consideration report, the audit requirement document, as well as the independent auditor contract for audit extension request. But we will just hit those again, just for some of our committee members that were not here. And then Marshall, you also mentioned that there is one edit that needs to happen. I'm not sure which document that is, but
sure.
I'll go ahead and turn it all over to you, and you can walk us through what you have.
Okay. Give me just a second here. Bear with me. I have a brand new computer and everything is went haywire, so I'm gonna share a screen. And I will start us off with the independent auditor contract, just to touch on some of the stuff we went over. That is the wrong document. Sabrina, you've seen this document. We approved it last time. I'll go over it just very briefly. And I'm sorry to make everybody dizzy. Here, we're adding 2 new GASBs that went into effect for the year. We have those here. We are striking out all the information that's really no longer relevant. We've updated our dates for the new year. I'm using a touchpad. My mouse won't work on the new computer, so I apologize for that. We don't have a lot of new information here. Really, the only changes on this document get to the state compliance section. And this section went through it. We're trying to make sure that all the KRSs, KRs, anything we reference were closely reflected the actual language of the statute or regulation. The budget updated. So that was a big part of our edits here is reflecting the new budget document, which is House Bill 6 instead of House Bill 1 from 2022. And those, I believe, are all the major changes we have on this document. Like I say, I just wanted to go through it for informational purposes. Then on our independent auditor's contract, in the compensation section, we are striking out this item C, where if the actual bill exceeds, the old language was if the actual bill exceeded the estimate by 10% or a certain dollar amount, they had to bring it to the committee for us to approve the new amount. We're striking that out for two reasons that we talked about this at the prior committee meetings. That the districts are paying the bill with totally district money. So we're taking out our involvement if the actual is above the estimate. Also, on top of that, the districts are paying the bill December, January timeframe. We don't meet again until March. And so we're asking the district to not pay the bill for about 90 days. And there's a state statute that requires them to pay a bill within 30 days. So by enforcing that in the contract, we were asking the district to violate a statute. So we're taking this out of the contract where if the actual bill is more than the estimate, they still go ahead and pay it. We can still track and know that information in the following year. We'll get that. We'll be able to see it. So we will still be able to monitor it. We just won't, we're not going to stop them from paying the bill until we meet. And that was we approved this change last time. We found another reference to it in the same contract. And so I wanted to bring that up to the committee to consider. And let me see if I can get that version of it. Right here in supplemental agreements, section A, the scope of the audit may be increased or decreased or written supplemental agreement between the board and the accountant. We are asking the committee to now approve striking out the second part of the sentence here that we have struck out on screen. And so I would ask the committee to review that and consider changing that on this document of the contract package.
Is there any initial comment from any of the committee members on striking out that additional statement there in subsection A?
Fine with me.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see any issues with that. Okay. Is
I
there, yeah, did you have anything else before we move to a vote on that? Because then that would be finalizing the auditor contract.
Let me and staff that are on the call speak up if there's something else I'm missing, but I think that was the only item that we noted. Yeah, that'll be it. Just change that one item.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve striking that out in subsection A of section supplemental agreements? Striking that additional statement.
Motion.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye as well. Not seeing any nays. We'll go ahead and mark that as approved. And then you didn't have any changes to the audit audit requirements or the audit consideration report for us to consider today?
No, there's no changes.
Awesome. So no need to motion those. And Sabrina, I know you weren't able to be here last week. Did you have anything, comment, concern, question with regards to any of those documents that we went over last week?
No, I did not.
Okay. Moving right along, we'll talk about the ATA CPA permanent ban letter. So Marshall updated us last week on some issues that we've had with that particular firm, primarily with Bolton. They've had, Marshall, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think 3 other districts. But we've just had repeat issues with Fulton County. Late submissions and some other reporting issues. And Marshall has discussed with ATA about no longer doing school district audits. And so there's not really like bad blood or tension or anything there. This more so, this proposal that I shared with you guys that we're labeling as an advisory is more of just like something to, I guess, solidify the decision that we've made and that we've also communicated with ATA about them no longer doing school district audits. And so I can share that. And I've made a couple edits since I last shared it with you guys based on Stacy's really great catch. And so I did put those in track changes just so you guys can see what I've edited. But I spoke with our legal counsel here, and he decided that he advised that it would be better if we did like an advisory rather than just a letter. And so essentially this advisory would go out to all of the boards, the school district boards, as well as ATA. And basically the first 3 paragraphs are just like, what is SCISDA? And it like quotes all of our KRSs and those sort of things. And then it gets into like the details of what the issues were at hand, with a schedule of those events. And then basically at the end, it just says that the committee advises all school districts that it will not approve or select ATA to perform audits for school districts going forward. So it's more of an advisory to the school board. Like, you might really want to work with them, but we're reserving our right to not approve those contracts if you want to engage with them. So you'll have to find another CPA firm to conduct your audit. And so this is the proposed advisory that we vote on, and then this will get sent out to everyone. But wanted to make sure everyone had a chance to look at it first. And if there was, if there are any other changes that need to happen, please let me know. I fumbled some of the dates up here. We went back in time. And so, yeah, are there any comments on this document itself? Any uneasy feelings about it? Any questions maybe that Marshall could answer about the relationship there or anything like that?
So are we sending this to all board members or just the?
Yeah, it was the idea to send it to all school district boards. I don't know if we want to just do, that's up for discussion, I guess. It's like, do we just want to send it to a super? Do we want it to send it to every board member for every school board? I'm not.
Do you have a list of all the board members?
Alex can get that, or Marshall probably.
If I could chime in just a minute, when we tried to send emails in the past to all board members, we've ended up having to go through one of the K groups to do that.
Okay.
KDE doesn't have that,
Okay.
doesn't have access to it. If Alex can get it, that'd be a great resource. I don't think it's out there for anyone to get to. Probably something like this. I would advise probably sending it through the superintendents to discuss with the boards. I think that would be the much simpler way to do it. I think for the context of this matter, I think that would suffice.
Send to supers and supers can disseminate.
Yes. Yeah. Because to my knowledge at KD and when I've tried to communicate with board members directly in the past, I've not had any luck getting a group of their emails together.
Hey, Marshall. It looks like, believe it or not, that KDE does have that now.
Oh, really?
I'm getting ready to send it to you.
Okay.
Just sent the email. I went out to the new portal that's out online, and they actually now publish all board members and all SBDM members. It's in one thing. We can sort it by just board members, but I just
Okay.
sent.
Well, that's news to me. We like I say we try to do something. I tried to do something for the committee a couple of years ago, and it wasn't a possibility. So yeah, if it is, we can.
Now that I'm looking at it, it has everybody's name, but they don't put
No contact.
Yeah.
weird. You think if you're going to collect this, you might as well collect the email, but they do not. So probably have to reach out to KSBA again like we did last time. But since they added this, it would be nice if they added the email.
Yeah.
I'm okay with sending to supers and then just making it clear that they are the responsible party for disseminating it and making sure that their finance officer and their board and all of that are aware. That might, yeah. I'm okay with that, but it might be a little easier.
Yes.
With superintendents being charged for all the contracts of the districts, I think it's appropriate to send to them.
Yeah, it's their responsibility. I would agree. Okay. My thoughts were to probably have Alex Evans here at the APA send that out. Is that okay with everyone?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did anyone else catch anything in the advisory or anything that they feel needs to be added or removed? Any errors that I made?
I know a guy.
I'll give everyone just a second to see. So I edited this one date down here at the bottom of page 1, and then I changed these 23s to 24s up here on the schedule. I threw this schedule in at the last minute because this paragraph's so chunky with all the back and forth because there were so many extension requests, and I wanted to make sure we had all of the dates in there because I think the dates are very important, especially for this matter. And so I was like, whoa, I'm getting a little confused. So I quickly threw this schedule together. And so I think that this essentially summarizes this really large paragraph. And then we just go into the audit report that was uploaded to the Federal Clearinghouse here. And then this is basically our decrees, the very last paragraph. If everyone is good with that, I'll go ahead and accept these changes. And then we'll move to vote on this if there are no other comments, questions, or concerns. Awesome. Okay, so I make a motion to approve the advisory that is here shown on the screen to be sent out to all of the supers for each school district in Kentucky, notifying them that we will no longer approve or select ATA to perform school district audits for any year going forward. And I make that motion based on this draft as is. I guess, is there a second to my motion?
I'll second. Oh,
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, everyone. If all in favor say aye.
I
aye.
Not hearing any nays. Motion carries. Thank you all so much. That was it was a big lift. I really appreciate you guys, like especially Marshall, like really being able to bounce a lot of ideas off of you and stuff. I mean, I've still only been in this role for a year, so I take a lot of my cues from you guys, and so I really appreciate your all's help here. Just trying to navigate this. I feel like we've hit a lot of, well, I don't know, we've never had to do that before. Like 3 times in my first year. And so I feel like we're all kind of learning together, but I do appreciate all of the advice and just helping me navigate that. The last thing under new business is setting our future meeting dates. I guess let me share my screen so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Okay. So these are our future meeting dates that we're looking at. Usually the second Thursday of the month, and at 9 a.m. And so we already have June down here. That one was already voted on and approved last time. So our next meeting will actually be in June, but this is setting all of our meetings after June. So September 11th at 9 a.m. here at the APA, and then October 9th at 9 a.m. will be Teams, and then we'll start back over again with our back-to-back March meetings, March 12th and March 19th, 2026 at 9 a.m. via Teams, and then our June 11th, 9 a.m. here at the APA. Are there any comments on days, times, or location? All good? All right, is there a motion to approve these dates?
Motion to approve.
Thank you, Sabrina. Is there a second?
A second.
Thanks, Marshall. All in favor? Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All righty, motion carries. And we did not have anything listed under miscellaneous, and we've already set our next meeting date as June 12th, 2025 at 9 a.m. here at the APA. Look forward to seeing your all's lovely faces in person. And if no one has anything else that they need to add to the agenda, speak now, forever hold your peace. Okay. Not seeing any, is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you. Is there a second?
A second.
Thank you so much. All in favor, say bye. See you later.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, guys.